Hey guys, today's podcast is being brought to you by Tracker. We're all looking for something quite often, whether it's love or men who tell the truth or a new president. But many of us are usually looking for things as simple as just our keys or wallet or what have you. With the Tracker Pixel, you never have to worry about losing those things again. Tracker Pixel is the lightest Bluetooth tracking device on the market. Place Tracker Pixel on whatever you tend to lose: keys, wallet, purse, slippers, whatever. It's small enough to fit just about anywhere. And with Tracker's 30-day money-back guarantee, you really have nothing to lose. Tracker makes a great gift, and during this holiday season, you can save 20% off your order when you go to thetracker.com/theread. That's thetrackr.com/theread for 20% off any order. Let them know we sent you, and let's move on.
Hey guys, today's show is also sponsored by Talkspace, the online therapy company that enables you to improve your mental health from anywhere at any time. You can get matched with a licensed therapist from over 2,000 choices and message them whenever you need to. No commutes and no judgments. I used them earlier this year to get me through some rough times, and it was super clutch. For a special offer for our listeners, visit Talkspace.com/read and use the code READ to get $30 off your first month. That is Talkspace.com/read, code READ. Talkspace, it's therapy for how we live today. And let's start the show.
Tell that bitch to be cool.
Oh my God.
Say, bitch, be cool. Say, bitch, be cool. Tell that fucking bitch to chill. Chill that fucking bitch out. Chill. All right, now tell her it's going to be all right. Promise her. Tell her to chill.
I don't know. The movie where Ice Cube and them stole the money out the church?
No.
Is that the movie?
First Sunday.
First Sunday.
One of, it's a quiet hit.
I love First Sunday.
That is incorrect.
I really love it.
That is wrong.
Damn. That's a good
let's get through this.
Okay,
okay. Let's do one more. Okay, same scene.
Okay. Damn.
Yolanda, I thought you were going to be cool.
Yolanda, and it's not First Sunday?
Now, when you yell at me, it makes me nervous. And when I get nervous, I get scared. And when motherfuckers get scared, that's when motherfuckers accidentally get shot.
Yes, this is so familiar.
Now, who does that, now, I didn't...
It sounds like Monique is saying the words.
Ooh, no. Okay, so
Damn.
Let's think of...
Is it a man?
It is a man.
Damn.
Okay, so I don't do the best
Motherfuckers get shot. Bernie Mac?
Ooh, all right. No.
Damn, okay.
Curses a lot.
How is it not Bernie Mac?
Very famous for cussing, loud, black treasure.
I still don't understand
White
how
people
it's
love
not.
him.
How is it not Bernie Mac?
In everything.
So it's Pulp Fiction.
Jesus.
So I had to Google it.
Clearly.
Who's Jules?
Sam Jackson.
Oh, duh, of course, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, well, Pulp Fiction, I don't believe I ever saw that. So
okay. Well, I was going on a limb there, but that's definitely
okay. Well, I tried.
Classic scene.
I tried.
Sam Jackson's the reason that movie is great. Anybody who tells you different is a liar, and the truth ain't in them.
I believe that.
So yeah, welcome to The Read. I am Samuel Jackson.
And I am Lizzo.
Hey, shout out to Lizzo.
Her song Truth Hurts. Somebody put me onto that last week, and I haven't stopped playing it ever since. So yeah, shout out to her, because that song is the gospel truth.
This week in Black Excellence, we're going to start with the first Black woman to make the U.S. Olympic speed skating team.
Ooh.
Mame Biney is a 17-year-old girl.
Okay.
Who just slayed all of the competition.
Oh, I saw that video with her dad and the son.
Correct. She's from Ghana is what I'm reading here. So clearly, nobody else had a chance. And yes, her father was in the crowd when she left her competition in the dust with a sign that said, kick some hiney biney.
Love that.
Needless to say, everybody's really excited. And so whenever the Winter Olympics take place, I don't even know. I have
20. I don't know either.
20?
I thought it was right. I thought it was 2020, but that seems far. Isn't the Winter Olympics like every 2 years?
I don't. Information.
Or maybe it's every 6.
2018.
I don't pay attention.
There's one 2018.
Okay.
2018.
So that's next year. Got you.
South Korea.
That explains why she qualified for the whatever. There we go.
That
putting it
gives
together.
Us answers. So
we're gonna figure it out together.
Congratulations to her. Also, congratulations to Issa Rae, who's now working on an additional 2 shows with HBO.
You go,
One
bitch.
of them seems it's going to be called Sweet Life. Now, you remember she mentioned wanting to working on a show that was going to be like a Black 90210.
Oh, yeah,
like set in the 90s, I think, in LA.
Is that what she said?
I think it was the 90s. Either way, so the show Sweet Life, it's set in the Black Beverly Hills of Windsor Hills.
Oh, okay.
I don't know things about LA neighborhoods yet.
Well, Frank Ocean said Ladera Heights was the Black Beverly Hills on his song Sweet Life, which is definitely what I thought Issa was going with there. But
I don't know anything.
Yeah, I also, Ladera Heights and whatever you just said might be right next door to each other.
They could be.
One could be part of the neighborhood of the other, and I would not know.
One could be formerly known as, and it's actually the same place.
Right.
I have no idea. But the fact of the matter is it's coming and it sounds great.
It does.
Another show she's working on with writer Trayvon Free called Him or Her. A comedy, single cam, half hour, chronicles the dating life of a bisexual Black man and the distinctly different worlds and relationships he finds himself in.
I am so ready for that.
Cannot wait. So I'd just like to pull over really quickly.
Okay.
Sidebar. So I realize a lot of you girls are upset. I saw comments from the girls, you know,
on the Shade Room?
Yes.
Right,
a lot of, you know, the
Hoteps, the
Hotep
No-Teps.
girls, the Butter girls.
The Pick-Me's.
You know, I will just say that the show hasn't happened yet. Give it a chance to come out, see where it goes. Because I feel like, honestly, it'll probably help a lot of y'all deal with, you know, the situations that you're dealing with, not being able to tell your wives and girlfriends that you unjacked. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to have conversations with your friends and lovers and ex-lovers and future lovers about how, you know, you like puss and
that's
bus.
What you're going to do.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what you're doing. Okay.
And sometimes you are the puss in boots or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like there's
so dumb.
information here and fun that should be tapped into.
Absolutely.
Black, bisexual, gay men, whatever, they exist.
Yeah.
And would like to be represented just the same way that everybody else would.
And this is something we have not seen, an openly bisexual Black man dating on TV. That does not happen.
Because we already said Black, so white people already don't care. And then, like...
Even with the queer part, white people are like still not into it.
Just a couple people who go to like Kendrick Lamar concerts or like listen to Ty Dolla $ign maybe.
Right. They stand in front of us when the police pull out the rubber bullets. Those white people will watch. The rest are not here for it.
So then you have like the whole LGBT factor, and it's just like then you got the Hotep niggas and the women that date them, and so whoosh, there's that.
They're women.
They're woman. So anyway, that's neither the point of this segment is positivity.
Trayvon is hilarious.
Positivity.
He is so funny. So I'm excited that he's working on this with Issa.
I really can't wait to see. I just feel like that's a show that could do a lot of good. Anyway.
Yeah, it really could. It really could. So shout out to Issa for continuing to break down doors and barriers and all this other shit. I'm hyped for the new projects coming out.
Okay. So
Do you have another Black excellence? Because I also wanted to shout out Jesus and Mero. Them niggas are on the cover of Time Out New York.
You know what? They fucking are.
They are on the cover of Time Out New York. I said, said, holy shit,
Front and
with
center.
Sasha Velour.
Right.
And Bridget Everett, I don't know who she is. I'm sure you're very nice. But I just am like, look at these dirty Bronx niggas. New Yorkers of the year.
Now that's a statement.
The brand is strong. Gang, gang.
I mean,
I took my New
Nicki
York
Minaj
driver's
roommate
license.
can't say that.
No, they can't.
It's
Where
official.
are you hoes at?
It's in
I
publication.
don't see you hoes on the DJ Academics. I thought they wasn't poppin'. I thought they wasn't. What happened?
I mean, screw you, Puff.
This is pretty poppin', my nigga.
Right. It's right there in print.
I took my driver's license picture for New York because my Oklahoma license finally expired for the second time. So
you didn't just...
You can only renew by mail once, and I wasn't taking a
that's
flight to Oklahoma to renew. It's not that serious.
Okay. I definitely did that once.
I'm not doing that again. So, but I took my driver's license picture in a Bodega Boys t-shirt. I said, this feels natural. This feels good. This feels like, you know, I should have the Bronx across my chest in this picture.
When in Rome.
Right. Exactly. It is a New York driver's license. So shout out to Deez Samero, of course, been knowing and rocking with them for some years now. And the come up has just been amazing. So proud of y'all for, you know, everything. So yeah, definitely Black excellence.
Okay, so I was going to save this for the end, but I guess I'll just put it in Black excellence.
Yeah, let's do it now.
That we're very sad to hear about the passing of Reggie Osei, our Combat Jack, one of the owners and head Negro, well, the only Negro, honestly, head nigga in charge.
The Negro.
The nigga in charge. Here are loudspeakers. And like, if you didn't know, he came forward about being diagnosed with colon cancer, I think a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Also, that was already quite like abrupt to even hear about it. But I guess for some reason that was something I don't know why, I just kind of expected to hear like, he's better now, you know, or he's getting better, or he's recovering.
Me too.
So to recently hear, you know, he was still really sick and like very badly still sick. And now this is just like, it's really heavy.
It's a little surreal, honestly, because Reggie was right there when we were first starting this show.
Exactly.
And before loudspeakers even had a name.
Right.
You know, just back when we were all over there
right
off of Radio City, taping in that building over there.
Stevie J walked right out of his
Stevie
studio
J
and came
right down the aisles.
to ruin our lives too.
Yeah, I mean, back when we did the Combat Jack show, and I was like, what is this? What are we doing? What are all these niggas in a room? I was just so, you know, just to think that was...
And they had been doing it for years at that point.
Almost right. And I was just so me, so I had no idea what was going on.
Me
so
too.
it's just very like, God damn, man.
It's really crazy, and it's really sad, and I will definitely be praying for his kids, his family, and everybody, but it was great to see so many different people telling like the different stories of how he impacted them,
right,
and inspired them, and all of the different things he's done for the culture of hip hop, like long before, like when I was in school still, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was a kid, he was working and doing his thing in law and switched it up and did his own thing. And so I'm just grateful that he was a part of what led us to creating this and being a part of this journey with us and all of that. So he'll be missed, and pray for everybody. If you're listening, everybody here, loudspeakers, is pretty, you know, torn up about it, but we're just going to honor his legacy, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was beautifully said, friend. And we're just going to try to get through this with our normal cheery, niggerish tone, because I think that's what Reggie would have really wanted. So, but yeah, rest in peace.
Okay, so this week on Hot Tops and the Black Bottom Line.
My favorite line.
So let me just start with something that I mentioned at the show in Detroit this weekend, just because it was one of my favorite of the stories. We discussed Rob Kelly being robbed blind.
Like the way you did that.
So I've said something on the show about how I was interested in him knowing that this was a person he's known for 25 and 30 years. Interested that he knew people over that age, but
you ain't sure.
Also that he was like, he seemed to be clear on who the thief was.
Right, that he knew very well.
So all of my questions have been answered because the person in question turned himself in. His name is Alfonso Walker.
All right.
He was booked into Fulton County Jail, and investigators say that he told them that R. Kelly owed him some money, and that was his way of getting the money back.
I remember when you said this on the show, I was like, this sounds legit.
I was just like, well, okay.
I don't see a problem. And I was, like I said, frankly, very upset that this man was arrested after he did the public such a grand service by taking R. Kelly's things.
If you can't rob a nigga that owe you money, like...
Or a nigga that, like, sexually exploits girls.
Right. If it can't be R. Kelly, then, like...
Who can you rob?
Like, what's the point? What's the problem here? Like, it should have been like, oh, so someone was owed money, so they stole all this nigga stuff. Oh, no, you can't do that shit. Well, it was R. Kelly. All right,
okay.
Tell that nigga to chill and just...
We didn't know that. See, had you said that there's an exemption in Code 403 that allows for robberies from one Mr. Robert Kelly. So
right, exactly.
You got to lead with that, see.
But I already started filling out the paperwork. It's fine.
I mean, the shredder is right there. Right. It's okay. I mean, I got $2 for your paper.
Just
I do.
Shredded.
This man, free this nigga. Whoever did this good thing.
At the very least, let us get like an address to send them some zebra cakes or like a...
Right. He shouldn't spend Christmas sad.
Some form of a cream pie. They got chocolate chip and oatmeal.
Or if it's just money on your books.
Whatever it is.
You can get the nice things in jail.
I mean, you are already owed money. And not only that, you took the time and the effort and the precision to go in there and with, I'm sure, power tools. To remove televisions from mounts.
Them screens,
furniture, like there were trucks, all kinds of things.
He had a crew. They probably had bubble wrap and all that shit.
This wasn't a heist. This was simply going in, getting yours,
your things, right,
and coming out with it. And with the amount of shit that he stole,
it had to have been enough to pay back his debt.
What the fuck did you borrow from this nigga, or what services? What was it?
That's a good question.
That you owe him, that he took all of those things.
Right.
Because he so, like, calmly and respectfully was like, yes, it was me who did it. Also, here's why. If you have a problem, suit me up.
I guess if that's illegal to steal a nigga's things, if you say so.
It just feels like there's some level of honesty within Mr. Walker.
This is a real nigga.
So I feel like, the question should be with R. Kelly. Like, he should be more concerned with the fact that he has less places to hide children.
You know what? That just
behind
me
furniture
all the way out. But yeah, no, I get it. This man, I feel like he's done the rest of us a massive favor. And so if he needs me to put a little money on his books so he can get like the good soup or whatever out the commissary, I'm willing to do that because this was a public good.
Like, can we at least get him like a fire stick and like a little...
Right. Or, the smallest possible phone that can go up his booty hole. I've seen Orange is the New Black. I know what y'all doing with them flip phones.
What needs to be done?
Fuck R. Kelly forever.
Well, speaking of niggas you don't like.
Okay. Well, let's just keep going. Is it Joe Budden time?
Joe Budden is no longer going to be a part of the Everyday Struggle program that Complex has been... throwing at us for I don't know how long. Not a full year. I don't think it's been a full year.
You ain't shit.
I just feel like I've been assaulted.
Have you been assaulted with Everyday Struggle?
So many times. Shout out to the one girl in between academics and Joe Budden who was simply coming to work. Sweetheart, I don't know your name. No shade.
No, I'm trying to Google her because I also don't know who that is.
I blame you for nothing. Just know from me to you that I believe you simply came to work.
Cast.
And I appreciate that because you've never personally aggravated me.
Nadeska Alexis. What does she do?
That sounds like it could be accurate.
I thought that was a basketball wife. I don't know why.
It sounds like one.
It does, right?
Again, no shade. I don't know anything about anything. But yes, Everyday Struggle will be an everyday struggle from now on because Joe Budden confirmed via Twitter that he will no longer be associated with the show. No clear reasons why, but DJ Who Kid, I guess, was sitting in for him for a little minute or for a week. I don't know. But who could tweeted Joe Budden will be back. He's on baby duties this week. I'm not taking his spot on Everyday Struggle. Holy shit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. So then Joe Budden retweets that and says, I'm not on paternity. And they should stop using my 3-day-old child to mask internal chaos. Thanks. They didn't give me a proper goodbye either. Injustice is what he retweeted when DeRay said that he didn't know Joe Budden left.
Oh, God.
Injustice.
Nigga.
I just call sarcasm every time. I don't know when
I can't see any of this
serious.
because he blocked me years ago. So
that feels appropriate.
No, definitely was.
I can see that happening.
I said some mean things.
Sure.
But he said his own fair share of dumb shit, so I don't feel bad. There aren't any regrets.
I created that show. I'll create another if need be, and another and another. It's when you can't create that you move without integrity. So
what were you creating that was so great and full of integrity?
I mean, that show is going to be absolute ass now. I mean, if you didn't think so before.
Right, which, of course, I'm going to be totally honest. Of course, I did not watch it. But I would have to assume that of Joe Budden, DJ Academics, and Miss Nadeska, that Joe had to be the reason that probably 98% of the audience was tuning in the first place.
98% of the audience heard about Everyday Struggle only when Joe Budden did something.
Right.
Joe Budden was going to fight the Migos. So the Migos were going to fight Joe Budden. Joe Budden yelled at Lil Yachty for being happy.
Oh, yes. That's where that happened.
Joe Budden and Ashanti got into it for comparing her to a stripper or something. Like, it's usually...
Weren't they on the red carpet at BT or something like that?
Something like that, yes.
And that's when the Migos thing happened?
Yep.
Right. I think that's when I was like, okay, so Joe Budden is on a show.
Or it's just Joe Budden's wild... just erratic opinion about hip-hop music.
But he already has a podcast, so...
I think the weird breakup with Drake, that was also in the Everyday Struggle era,
okay. Right. I remember that very brief
beef.
beef.
That he was on the show when that happened.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for all that.
Whatever. The point is, he ain't on that shit no more, and I guess he'll just continue to podcast or do something else or whatever in the third. And I expect to no longer hear about Everyday Struggle, because I can't imagine who they're going to try and replace him with. It is equally,
so they fired him?
I don't know if they fired him. I heard he quit. I heard it was a pay dispute. I heard...
A pay dispute?
Yeah, he was also not getting proper control. I heard a whole bunch of shit that I don't really care to figure out whether or not it's true. But the meat and the potatoes of the story is that nigga don't work there no more.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm looking at an article. I Googled something now, and apparently he was mad because he hated having guests on the show.
Well, wouldn't you? If, I guess one out of every 3 of them want to fight you?
Well, all right. But see, if that was my own fault because I was a generally cantankerous kind of bitch, then I guess I would just kind of take that as being part of the job. But this says that he thought Complex would recognize what he and Academics have done for that conglomerate and would show that they have appreciation for the best year they've ever had. So I guess maybe it came time to renegotiate contract. They wasn't talking about no money.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, that's what this sounds like.
That sounds pretty on the nose.
Because it's like, no, you weren't fired, and no, you didn't quit. It's just we could have kept this going, and we did not reach a mutual agreement to make that happen. So now it's not. Okay, well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they try to replace him, but I don't think it's going to work out. So
doesn't sound like it will.
I mean, and I'm not any more likely to watch it now that Joe Budden is not on it either, to be honest.
The only reason I ever saw anything from Everyday Struggle was when it was a clip of something that Joe Budden said or something that happened to Joe Budden or Joe Budden being angry at someone or someone being angry at Joe Budden. So
all very possible.
Everyday Struggle kind of happened to me. It was I never went and
searched it out.
Yes. Right. So now without Joe Budden, I expect that it won't even
reach you no
more.
Right.
So
unless
I'm sure he's quite proud of that.
Who could they pick up as a host of that show that would make you watch it?
Kaya and T.S. Madison.
Oh, okay. But see, why would Kaya do that?
Kaya should do whatever she's offered.
I don't know about that. I feel like
whatever is offered.
Just take whatever it is that you can get. I don't know.
And say thanks.
Well, maybe, but I don't see Kaya fitting in with anybody's brand.
That was a joke. Bitch,
yeah, no, that's serious. Not gonna. Okay. Let this show die, but then I see here that Complex said, we'll be back in 2018 with lots of new guests. So I guess they said, fuck that nigga. We just go keep pushing. With academics and this girl who is probably very nice, but I don't know otherwise. Okay, sure you guys are.
Just, all I gotta do is reformat it. They can figure something out.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and shed no tears for Joe Budden.
I just don't.
Just no. That is.
He's doing something with Revolt and Charlemagne. This year was dope trash.
Well, that
or
is
something. So
this year was dope trash.
They can link up together and be horrible niggas together.
Well, that'll be a popular video clip, whatever that is, when that comes out. Charlemagne and Joe Budden getting together to just yell in a niggerish way about things. But I don't know. I feel like I have literally no good things to say about Joe Budden, so I try to stay away from his news.
You think you do, or you?
No, I know for a fact that I do not. I'm getting to the end of me like trying to say neutral things about Joe Budden. I'm giving you all the words I have.
All right. That's fair.
And that's it.
That's fair.
Shit.
So rumor has it that Janet Jackson and Jermaine Dupri are a couple again.
That never looked right. Maybe it's better now that his teeth are fixed. Let me Google a picture of them.
Are they?
Aren't they? I thought Jermaine Dupri got his teeth fixed.
Let me. He always just kind of gave me like a Bug's Life.
Yeah. Even in 2000, he looks like a cornier version of Neo. Even in 2017, he is still not anywhere near her level. This isn't okay.
That hurt my feelings.
Well,
did you see Neo's
cornier?
Did you see Neo's shirtless photograph that girl posted?
Shut up. Let me Google right now.
His girlfriend or wife, fiance, I don't know their relationship status. She posted some picture like MCM or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Something like that.
This would help if I knew.
But he's like shirtless. Like he has like a nice body. And then you get like above his Adam's apple.
And you're like, wow. So we're right back at the face. I think I found her.
His face is like,
oh, there it is. Wow. So you think you're getting you a baddie from the neck down. You're like, okay, abs. I see you obliques. And then, pow. Still, but she called him a meal. Huh? Don't matter.
And you know what?
Anybody like your man but you, girl.
That's right.
That's right.
Because don't nobody got to eat what's on your plate but you.
That's right, bitch. And she hashtag cravings. That's right, bitch. You better get you a taste and enjoy all of it. That's
Let me tell you something.
Right. Me and my ugly nigga are happy together.
Neo is not in bed by himself, bitch. Can you say the same?
Exactly.
Can you say
the
same?
You bitter, bored bitches are just mad.
What the fuck do you look like, bitch?
Nobody has to like your funny looking man but you, sis.
Correct.
That's right. So y'all stay together and y'all be happy.
Bitch.
Fuck out of here. That nigga done wrote a lot of hits. Crystal Smith ain't got to pay no bills.
Janet.
How did we get on Neo?
Because you said that Jermaine Dupri looks like a cornier version of Neo. And Crystal, that is cruel. Like that.
Cruel to whom?
That is just
cruel to whom?
Terrible, Crystal.
What's cruel is that Google has his height right there.
Oh, wow. Jesus. Oh, no.
Now that's what's rude. Google's the hater.
I can't give you Neo. I can't. Oh, wow.
I don't understand what you mean.
Jermaine Dupri looks like Jermaine Dupri.
He looks like Neo's corny short cousin who was always doing the most to try to keep up with everybody else. That's okay. I don't know if Jermaine Dupri is nice, but nobody ever thought he was fine enough for Janet Jackson.
Dupri
nobody.
Better be nice. He's got Janet Jackson.
If you ain't nice to nobody else, nigga, it better be Janet.
The fuck do you mean? But I mean, we can talk about niggas.
Right. But for her to come back after all these years, she done had her somebody tall and white and wealthy and still was like Jermaine Dupri's where my heart's at.
You could put a dime in the size of this MacBook in a nigga's hand. And he gonna be like, that's it, bitch. Where the rest of the diamonds at? So I don't know. The point of the matter is that Janet is,
wow, man.
out of a relationship that didn't seem to go very well. Got an adorable baby. And so if she's back with that old thing, hey.
Yeah, I'm really not mad at this. If he makes her happy, then that is really all I care about. So you just focus on not doing Janet wrong and keeping that mouth together and your 3-piece outfits and all that.
Jermaine Dupri 2017.
You just need to be in the back like Marlo, making sure Janet's braid is always on right.
Fix her bun.
Fix her bun.
And that can just be...
Make sure she's beat.
And leave Bow Wow alone. Like, don't... Leave him at home. I mean, don't...
And help raise this... Whoever this... What's the little baby's name? Ahmad?
I was about to lie. I was about to lie. Cute.
Isa.
Cutie.
EISSA. I probably mispronounced that.
We do that all the time.
He's adorable. Oh, look at him.
Well, love and light to them and whatever is going on.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on Black love. I'm happy for them.
Never. I'm into them and having a Merry Mackie holiday and
are you going to tune in for the Mackie holiday?
I'm not doing that.
I can't do Love and Hip Hop New York, but I will watch the Papooses celebrate. The Papoose family celebrate.
The Papoose.
The Papoose is not his last name.
The Papoose.
I will watch the Ma family celebrate Christmas together. That'll be cute.
I don't care about those relationship shows.
Yeah.
Like, it would literally have to be one of 3 couples, and that's probably Beyonce, Jay-Z, Will Jada, or Barack Michelle.
Okay, so none of them are ever going to do that.
There you go. There you have it. Nothing else to be said. So don't, it's not even, like, I love Remy and Papoose. I think they're cute together. I love seeing them being cute. I hope that they have a baby and all that great stuff. But I just don't care about watching a show about y'all being in a relationship. And I just feel like that's more of your business than I need. And if things don't work out, it's just business I know that you ain't gonna want me to know. I just don't, like, I don't.
Or something Mona came up with that y'all gotta incorporate.
Both. I mean, a mix.
Right.
A mixture.
Oh, man. But they really are very cute together.
They are.
So if anybody was gonna get a spinoff still left in the Love and Hip Hop franchise, I'm glad it's those two. But I don't even think
I'll watch their shit before I watch Yandy and Eminem's.
Well, Mendeece's got to stay out of jail long enough to tape.
I mean, whatever they let him go.
But nothing is worse than Don't Be Tardy. That Kim Zolciak show.
I am not watching Kim
and her white power family.
Children. Just white powering it out.
That is really what it is.
I don't care. Like,
them and all the little blonde children of the corn running around being bad.
Trying to be the white Regina.
She fast as hell. Look, speaking of, did you watch Housewives?
Not interested.
First of all, bitch, nobody said nothing about your son's face.
Nobody.
I said, now look, I'm always here to drag Kenya Moore, but she did not say nothing. She did talk about your whole daughter.
And you said to Chrissy.
You did.
In front of us,
in front of everybody. You said it, Kim.
You said to Chrissy, who does Brielle have to blow to get tickets to see John Legend?
Right.
You said that. Why
now,
that?
Now, clearly it's a joke, but why you would make that joke about your own child, I don't understand. That is so nasty.
Any child, but your child.
It's just gross. And so you can't be mad that somebody else
threw that back in your face.
Quoted a tweet that you wrote about your own daughter. You took that shit about your baby's mauled face straight out your ass. I guess to make it worse.
How they just be lying on the show like they're not filming?
And then was like, well, here come Sheree. Here comes Sheree like, well, girl, time to ride on down to Portia's house because she's not allowed to film with the girls.
That
was so funny.
They literally just rode down the street.
We supposed to believe you and your sister are really in here organizing wigs. We really supposed to believe that's what she was doing, like a Friday night or whatever.
They're better on like the fake setup though than Love and Hip Hop is.
Oh no, they are. They are way better.
Like they suck. They always do like the most over the top shit to try and get them together to lead into the storyline. Like they can't just.
And it's just so fake with the lines. Like it's like. At least these girls have established relationships. Maybe part of the problem with Love and Hip Hop now is part of it is these people are awful actors. But then the other part is that it's a bunch of fucking strangers. And not only do we not know them, they don't know each other. So watching all that happen on TV at once is awkward at times.
And the housewives are also older. Most of them have had some form of money prior to the show or financial comfort prior to the show.
Atlanta rich.
Right. Atlanta rich.
Mm-hmm. Which is fine.
Which is
just fine.
Have
you seen them houses?
Take it.
Okay.
Hello?
Bitch, I would love some Atlanta rich.
Bitch, please.
I sure will.
I come from Miami, Florida, the land of queens being like, well, you know where I'm going. Because for the dollar, thanks.
Okay. That's
like,
it.
Goodbye. But yes, I don't even know how the fuck we got on that. Let's move on.
Okay.
So next up, apparently Birdman could lose his mansion, I think that's in Miami.
He's still not paying all his many debts.
So a $12 million loan. Here's what we're looking at.
What?
I don't know if this was to pay for the house. I don't have money, so I don't know.
A $12 million. It seems like maybe you just don't need to buy the house. Why in the fuck would you need a $12 million?
So here's how I found out about this. Because Rick Ross apparently posted...
Help me, Lord.
On Snapchat or one of the chats or the snaps, I guess he's screenshotting, recording the headline.
Oh, Lord.
And he says, you mean you moved to Miami, took out a loan on the mansion, then took out another loan on the mansion, and you still ain't paid your little niggas. You ain't had no money in 7 years, nigga. You should have came and borrowed some money from Rose. Now you want to fuck that old lady life up too. That old lady being Toni Braxton. Probably borrowing some money from her too.
Oh, y'all ain't. I told you ain't got it to live. Shit, you out your fucking mind. No, the fuck you ain't. You ain't getting nothing. Ain't Tony declared bankruptcy 2 or 3 times?
Tony's like, you may have a fry, but
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Isn't. That's all I got.
You can put 2 slices of cheese on your burger today, but
okay.
I mean,
te quiero más tostones. I don't have shit else.
Borrow what?
If you need a $12 million loan for a house, maybe you don't need that house. Like, it just seems once you get into the millions and like grand luxury items, if you can't just pay for them, then you don't
Birdman,
need them.
and he's like, his whole thing is being rich.
That's nuts.
Birdman's whole thing, from my perspective anyway, has always been more about being rich and like the cash money boss than it has being a recording artist. I've never thought that Birdman could like rap.
Nobody did.
I've never ever wanted to hear like Birdman on a song. Birdman was great for being part of, Cash Money, Hot Boys,
and he gave you a couple of lines every now and then. You would be like,
a couple of cute like lines.
Diamonds in my fucking teeth. When I talk, I sparkle.
That's fine.
Yes.
But mostly features.
Right,
is
exactly.
What we're getting out of
definitely.
You. So I feel like, if that's your whole thing, then you got to keep up appearances. If you're like, you have to, why would you? I don't know what his finances are really looking like and don't really care. I mean, I would love for at some point Lil Wayne to be able to put out an album again.
That's looking less and less likely.
I mean,
because whoever gave you this loan, EMG transfer agent, they're going to want their motherfucking money. Oh, yep, $12 million plus interest and late fees. Of course they are. That's probably another couple million on top of it. So looks like he's trying to sell it, but it's not. Well, that would solve all your problems.
Well, Rick Ross also said that he'll buy it just to park his boats there. He doesn't even need the house himself. I'm like, why are you even involving yourself? Like, what is this even?
Just to make Birdman mad.
Like, I know that I think he put out that one song coming at Birdman, like in defense of Wayne, who is a close friend of his or whatever. But it's just like, what?
Oh,
these niggas are too rich. Like, they just have too much money and ass and space to do whatever. They're just wild.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy your house that you can't afford to pay for just so I can park
my boats on your little parking lot looking ass house. Oh, strip of useless ass land. Niggas are so dumb.
Rick Ross is a new nigga and a creep. But you don't need to be.
I mean, but you don't need to be. Well, you know what? Let me stay out of everybody else's pockets.
I'm right here in
Before
mine.
it's my ass on world start talking about bitch can't pay her bills. So,
Hello? 'Cause all it takes is one.
That's really it. All it takes is... But shit, this nigga been 16 years. That's what this says anyway. That's what Rick Ross said. You ain't had no money. Oh.
6'7".
6'7". Never mind. Give Lil Wayne his things so that Reginae can have her things.
Because she's not standing for it.
She ain't sped the fuck
She's
up.
working. Speaking of rich niggas, Puff says that he is interested in buying the Carolina.
Yep, that's what it's called.
Carolina. The Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are a football team. They play football here in America.
They do. You're right about that.
Or Carolina.
Yes.
North and South?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
They're just the Panthers of all the Carolinas.
Great. So apparently...
It's not true. It's North Carolina. I don't want you to take that information and go with it. Like
I was going to.
Oh, it's not. No,
I was definitely pulling out of the lot.
No, it's definitely...
Okay, well, just North Carolina.
The Charlotte, North Carolina Panthers.
That's... Okay.
Yeah. You got me now?
Charlotte.
They're based in Charlotte.
So
North
Charlotte,
Carolina. No, they're called the Carolina Panthers, but they're based in Charlotte. I just didn't want you to really
So it is
think.
not for South Carolina.
I was saying South Carolina reps them niggas, but it's North Carolina's team.
Got it.
Like how a lot of Oklahomans
So why do people not care about
are real
South
crazy
Carolina?
about
Why
the
South Carolina can't have a
Well, I mean, I personally don't know. Just when I hear the name South Carolina, I instantly think much more racist than North Carolina. It's just automatically where I go with that.
If South Carolina had a team, would they play North Carolina's team?
Sure they would, friend. I don't think I know enough about Carolina culture to go too much further.
Does West Virginia have a team?
Not a professional team.
Does Virginia have a team?
I know that Virginia and West Virginia be beefing in basketball.
College.
Okay, no.
What are the teams?
Not professional.
What
I'm
are the
talking
college
about
teams?
The universities of these states.
Oh,
like they
that makes sense.
typically have these beefs within each other.
That sounds right. Okay. Well,
not that you know any fucking college teams anyway.
I mean, I could have known. I could have thought of whatever.
I should have. None of this mattered. We did not need to go down this path at all.
So there's a man named Jerry Richardson. He's the current owner of the Panthera, and apparently he's dealing with some sexual misconduct allegations at the moment.
Yep.
Like
pretty severe.
Many niggas at the moment.
Yep, they're pretty bad.
So that team is being sold off, and Diddy has expressed interest in purchasing it. And from there, also, I mean, they're never going to do that.
No, they're never.
That's never going to happen.
Ever going to do that.
I mean, but even if they were considering it, then Steph Curry and Colin Kaepernick, step forward talking about being interested in
everybody want to buy a part. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
which would be lit.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to need... Diddy don't have the cash to buy an NFL team. Let's just start right there.
Right.
This is going to be a couple $1 billion worth of a purchase.
He definitely... I don't know how much a team is worth.
No, an NFL team? Absolutely not. That is some serious, real deep, long white man money that you got to have, and Diddy ain't got it. But you could get enough rich niggas together who would have the cash maybe altogether, especially if you include somebody like Jay-Z, to buy a team. It's just that the rest of the owners are never ever going to let you do that. No, because you have to get voted in, and you have to be like approved by the rest of the owners to have a team.
White people put all the things in place.
Of course they did. They and if the niggers ever do come up with some cash,
they're going to have to get
write a rule that says we have to vote them in.
Each of our dead bodies is what you're getting over.
Pretty much. So that you can abandon all hope if you think that nigga is really about to happen.
But the
internet was like running with it, like, yes, a black team, and then like, child.
Even I knew better.
Right? No.
It's wonderful to think about.
It's a cute idea.
Maybe Jordan Peele can write a movie about that.
I mean, all of the subtle changes that would happen. The food at the stadium, suddenly much better.
Woo! Oh my God. Let me tell you who will be going to football games.
Okay. The selection of liquors. No more sparkling wine and bullshit. You get like Henny and apple juice in little sealed up tin canisters.
Alizé in a red cup.
I'm not mad at that either, Niggas is drinking all types of shit out. Like
cigarillos at the concession.
Oh, man. What was that ratchet ass drink that everybody was...
Rita's?
No, it tasted
Four
like
Loko?
Perfumed liquor.
Four Loko.
No, it was like pink. It came in a ridiculous bottle. Nuvo. I used to love some garbage ass Nuvo.
Nuvo was trash and it was so delicious.
I loved Nuvo.
It was just
Diddy's going to bring Nuvo back. Only at the Carolina Panthers Stadium.
It's going to be Ciroc everything.
The music during the games is going to be better.
The Ciroc Stadium.
Oh, it has to be Ciroc.
Ciroc
right.
Arena.
Oh, God. You right. Ciroc would be...
Easy.
Speaking of, have you seen that fucking commercial of Diddy... curling? What sport is he playing in this commercial?
Oh, I have seen that.
And it confuses the fuck out of me every time.
I'm not sure I get it.
I definitely don't.
I don't understand.
It looks so clearly photoshopped. Like, this can't be your body.
But
it's not your body. But what is happening?
I have no idea. I don't get it.
It is almost like Diddy was like, you know what? I'm very rich. And I can put out a commercial that makes as little sense as possible. Niggas still gonna know that what it boils down to is buy Ciroc.
Why not?
Yeah. So no, that's not. I hope y'all didn't really think that was gonna happen because it certainly is not.
Okay. So something interesting happened on Nicki Minaj's Instagram page this past week. So she posted a screenshot of the iTunes chart for the top 10 rap songs in the U.S. right now.
Okay, that's fun.
And the caption says, "It's a great time to be a white rapper in America, huh? These are the top 10 rap songs on U.S. iTunes." Those artists are, number 1 is Eminem with a song called River featuring Ed Sheeran.
Really? Okay.
Yep. 2 was Post Malone, Rockstar, 21 Savage. 3, someone named NF.
No, you know I don't know.
Never in my life, but he's white. G-Eazy is 4. Lil Pump is 5. I don't know what Lil Pump is.
Lil Pump is Gucci Gang.
Yes, but I don't know like his... I don't know if he's mixed or...
Oh, his racial... Oh, I thought he was just light-skinned and bad.
Well...
He seemed like a bad little boy to me.
Clearly bad.
She must have deleted this off her Instagram because I don't see it anymore.
Yeah, she probably did. Macklemore is 7. Well, number 6 is Migos. That is Motorsport. 7 is Macklemore, which I didn't even know was still happening.
Gross.
8 is NERD, then Post Malone, then Machine Gun Kelly. So most of these artists
white. Yeah.
are white. So then eventually she, I guess, caught some shade for it or whatever. And she changed the caption to say the same thing it said before. But then she added, shout out to M and Post, 2 of my faves. Congrats to M on his new album. Hashtag Motorsport, put that thing in sport.
Really? Wasn't she on Eminem's... Or Eminem was on her album.
Yeah, on her first one.
Yeah.
Then update. Blocking all you sensitive dick riders. It is a great time to be a white rapper in America. I want to sign one for my new label. You know anyone? I speak my motherfucking mind, and if you don't like it, get the fuck off my page, dick rider. Y'all can never wait to ride the queen dick.
Y'all can never wait to ride the queen dick? Was that the sentence?
Y'all can never wait to ride the queen dick. Sensitive ass IG thugs, get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Not totally sure I get what Nicki's message was there, but she's not wrong.
Riding her fucking cock. What do you mean?
I mean, okay, sure they are.
Get off the queen cock. The cock queen.
Please stop saying cock. It makes me so uncomfortable. Oh, God.
Get off her cock.
Every time you say it, I just picture a white man's dick wiggling in my face.
Isn't that all you can see?
Yes, God. We should have needed to go away.
If a nigga do like cock to me, I'm just like, okay, let's pause for a second.
Like, so you just don't want to do anything. You just don't want to have sex at all. Because I'm so uninterested right now.
Cock just sounds so silly.
Just very dry.
I don't know why. To me, I was just laughing.
Super dry. What were we talking? Oh, so yes, Nicki's right. It is a good time to be a white rapper. Absolutely. If that's what the top 10 looks like. Sounds like little white kids are just in their feelings about it, but it's not even your art form to begin with. We were kind enough to let y'all take part of it, and now y'all are all over the top 10. So what do you really have to bitch about? Nothing.
She says, be mad at this too. In another post, Onika posts what Onika wants on Onika page. Anybody who don't want to see Onika posts should unfollow Onika and stop commenting to or about Onika. Because Onika will never comment to...
All this is in the third person.
Or about you. Because Onika doesn't know you or care about you. Love always, Onika. Onika sends her love to her epic supporters around the world. Love you, my babies. I'm feeling mad nice right now. Then a whole bunch of people,
so high,
fans included, were like, girl, if you don't delete this.
this is so much.
One person said, Nicki, take this down before you get hated on. She said, who gives a fuck? It's a great time to be a white rapper in America. That was a fact, clearly. I'm trying to sign one. Who would you recommend? Okay. Anybody mad that I said it's a great time to be a white rapper can eat a whole dick.
All right. Well, I agree with her about if you don't want to see what Onika posts, then unfollow Onika and don't comment on her Instagram.
That just sounds like
I
logic.
never see your Instagram posts or anything else you post anywhere on the internet. That is very deliberate. Not until I come into this studio do I ever know what Nicki Minaj is doing with herself. So I agree. Like, you weirdos who go on people's Instagram and you know good and damn well you don't like them and you just go on every single fucking thing they post and talk crazy shit or are mad at her because she said something that actually made sense for once. Like, it is a great time to be a white rapper.
I kind of was a little bit, like, over the fact that it felt like she skated backwards a little bit. When she was like, I'm trying to sign one. Do you know anybody?
Oh, like trying to
clearly
cover
being,
it
like,
up.
kind of, like, I don't think she was even trying to cover it up. I think she was just kind of being, like, over it and like sarcastic or whatever. But I wish she would have just been like, I said what the fuck I said and here's why I motherfucking said it. Point. I
said it because look at 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10, all Caucasian. Like, you bitches can't be mad at the truth. Yeah, I see what you mean there, but
the point that she's making.
Nicki gives me such few chances to just be on her side that I'm trying to just go ahead and be on her side.
That's fair.
Right. You know, I'm just trying to I'm in a good mood. 'Tis the season. So,
sure.
Right. I'm being nice about it. And I agree. So white people should just take their gifts and shut the fuck up with them.
What she actually posted that second time was J. Cole in an interview where I think it may have been the Breakfast Club. And he was talking about he was comparing hip hop today to like the jazz charts being almost completely white, and you know the history of jazz being
us, of course. It's always we're the ones who create it and popularize it, and then white people take it and make a huge amount of money off of it, and we're just nowhere to be reflected in those top charts or those awards, shit like that, your movies. So,
not to mention it wouldn't even be possible for these white people to be anywhere on these charts if it wasn't for like the cosign and blessing of black people.
Of course.
And you can be pissed about that. Eminem had to get black people to cosign him for him to be Eminem. Post Malone's song On Here is with 21 fucking Savage on it. G-Eazy's record is being like rotated all around the country and the world right now. Why? Because of Cardi fucking B. Like, you know what I'm saying? All of these rappers that you see on this fucking list right now, even Macklemore had niggas on his album co-signing them. Like, if it weren't for black people even giving like the co-sign and the blessing to
people,
they would just be
another white rapper trying to make it.
Even he got T.I. to be like, oh, yes, girl.
Oh, God. Click, bang, bang. It's the murder business.
It is the murder business. Okay? What is your plan?
Every time somebody's like, oh, I'm listening to the show from 2014 and wow, you guys used to love Iggy. I'm like, this is exactly why we need to put them damn archives behind a paywall. This is why. So y'all cannot go back and make me relive my worst moments.
This show's almost 5 years old. I could have changed my mind about whatever the fuck I want.
This years ago. Let me live. Let me grow.
You know how many motherfucking people that we have stayed, especially white people?
Okay.
I'd be scared to give white people compliments on this show because it'll be the next day. They're like, oh, that person actually is a rapist and they love Trump. They also have like a Satan fan club. Just letting you know.
Speaking of, I heard Justin Timberlake's restaurant hosted a fundraiser for Steve Bannon. Or somebody that Steve Bannon was representing, or somebody's stuff. Not that me either, unfortunately. That's sad, but it doesn't. It doesn't.
Another white boy.
I wasn't like, what's so crazy?
Justin Timberlake was singing "Bye Bye Bye" and "Pop" with corned rose, with a bandana wrapped around his forehead, Joel Santana.
He definitely thought he was. He thought he was black.
Let him.
Not just let him. We loved it. Loved it. Couldn't tell black girls nothing about Justin Timberlake.
Hooked up with Pharrell and Timbaland and was shucking
and that was it, nigga.
And everything. And all you had to do was stand behind Janet. All you had to do was stand by. You couldn't even do that.
And that was the beginning of the downfall for Justin Timberlake with the black community. So
still came back, had Jay-Z touring with him, doing albums and shit like that. Niggas still co-signing.
I remember. I
stand up and what the fuck you said, Onika, because you're right. You're on to something, bitch.
What was that called? The 2020 Experience?
Yeah.
That was a good album.
There was 2 parts to it.
So the second one wasn't as good.
I think Jay-Z had put out Magna Carta Holy Grail around that time, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Because they toured together, I think.
Yeah, they did a stadium tour.
Yes.
Because they were at Yankee Stadium, I remember.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you was going to talk about LaVar Ball and his new D-League.
So I don't know what that is. Would you like to explain? Because it sounds like...
Well, in the most basic terms, right now, you used to be able to go straight from high school to the NBA.
Right.
And that rule was abolished, I guess, to keep as many of the top prospects from depriving these schools of their money. Like... You see what I'm saying? Because if the best athletes go straight from high school to the pros, then the NCAA misses out on their opportunity to make money off those kids.
Something like that was actually like...
Well, as a child, I thought, that makes sense. Go to college you need at least 1 year of college, get some book learning. But now that I'm an adult, I think about it. I'm like, it's probably so that the NCAA doesn't miss out on making money off of these niggas for at least one season before they can go pro. I'm pretty sure that's it. So what LaVar Ball is saying is, I'm going to create an alternative league because you have to spend a year out of high school before you can go pro, but you don't necessarily have to go to college. So he's saying,
so I'm going to
have
to go to college.
I'm going to have a D League, and I'm going to pay you guys. That's the thing. The NCAA will not pay you. But if you're that good, you don't need college any fucking way. The NCAA doesn't pay these athletes. You get tuition waivers and a little stipend and all that, but you don't actually get a check.
Okay.
Especially not anything. If you're a D1 athlete, you're not getting a check that's anywhere near worth what you are making the athletic program. These schools are bringing in millions of dollars and funding every other sport on campus. Like if you are in the big sport on campus, you're probably funding all the rest and lots of other shit too. So LaVar Ball is saying you can skip that college bullshit. Come play with me. I'll give you some money up to $10,000 a month and you can play and get ready for the NBA. My question is, how the fuck is LaVar Ball going to finance this? Because
that's what I was going to ask you. It sounds like it's expensive.
No, it's like, so who's going to sponsor this? And if you mean up to $10,000, then what's the lowest amount somebody's going to be paid? And how many teams are you going to have? I don't know if he's answered all those questions yet or if he was just like, this is what I'm going to do. But it may be a good idea. I think the NCAA, if he can find a way to realistically finance it, the NCAA is going to be shook.
I mean,
because the top black, and let's just be real, the top athletes are almost all black.
Okay.
Probably going to be like, let me go waste 6 months with LaVar Ball and them in a junior basketball league, make some money, and then go to the NBA and make the real money and not waste my time in college where I wasn't ever really going to be focused on getting an education anyway. Let's just be real. They're not.
I mean.
So, no, they're not. They're in college.
I mean, no, you're right.
Yeah, it's like you have to go. So that's what that whole thing is about. We'll see.
I know so many niggas that left high school when I was going to school, like niggas that were in grades higher than mine, and went to college and completely fucked the whole thing off, thinking that they were going to make it into like the NBA and never did. And
right.
Then it was kind of like, well, what do I do now? Because I wasn't doing shit in school or got kicked out of school for not doing anything.
Right. Well, if you are really, really good, you're probably going to know by your sophomore or junior year whether you have a good chance of turning pro. And so most of these kids, most high school athletes not going to play college ball. Most college athletes not going to play pro ball. It just is what it is.
Right.
But for kids who are like, why should I go to North Carolina or Texas or OU for that matter or any other big ass school and make them millions when I could go play with LaVar Ball, get some money that I can send back home to my mama for a year and then sign a real check with the NBA and start my career, So we'll see if LaVar Ball can actually pull this off. But I feel like the NCAA is going to find a way to shut that
Yeah,
down.
that sounds like, I mean, again, I know pretty much nothing when it comes to this stuff. But from what I feel like I've gathered just paying attention to LaVar Ball, I think that he thinks like he's Iron Man, or so he seems to think like he's indestructible.
Yeah.
So while I don't really know how that would be paid for, I'm sure he just...
I also don't know how he thinks he's going to pay for that. But it would be interesting if he could pose a real threat to the NCAA. If he starts taking their best athletes.
Great idea.
Yeah, then that could be something. But
good for kids who genuinely don't plan on going to school to learn shit anyway.
Which is most of the top athletes. They don't give a fuck about school. They might go because it's like a team they really love, like a college team they've always wanted to play for, or something like that. Yeah. But I don't know. We will see what happens with that. If he can secure a couple of huge sponsors, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the NCAA or whoever the powers that be will send out their goons in the street.
Oh, yeah. No, white people are going to be like, I don't think so, nigga.
A black man having things?
A black man making money off of black kids and then giving it to black kids? I don't think so, bitch.
Well, that's not our America.
That's not how America works. Thank you.
We're making it great.
So yeah, we'll see if that actually, shakes out.
Well, that just about wraps up this week in Hot Tops. We're going to take a break and then we'll come back with your letters. Hey guys, today's episode is being brought to you by Sonos. Sonos One blends great sound with Amazon Alexa, the easy-to-use voice service for hands-free control over your music and more. Play songs, turn on lights, adjust the temperature, check news and traffic, manage smart devices, and more with help from Amazon Alexa skills, all using a single Sonos speaker. Sonos One is backed by a pair of Class D amplifiers and custom-built drivers, so the sound is face-melting and pure, and since Sonos is continually updating with new features, services, and skills, your music and voice options will both keep getting better over time. I've got my Sonos speaker at home and I've got an Alexa at home, and it's very interesting to feel like I'm in the Jetsons finally, especially since it's just me and Link there. So I get to run around and say, hey, Alexa, turn the lights green or purple, or open the curtains, and be a complete maniac without the judgment of anybody but my dog.
And she loves it.
She does.
Now Sonos is offering our listeners 10% off one order of $2,500 or less for any product on Sonos.com. This offer is available for a limited time only and cannot be combined with other discounts or promotions. So make sure you use the promo code READ10. That's capital READ10 at Sonos.com to receive this offer. Get yourself or someone you love something nice for the holiday season. Let them know we sent you, and let's get back to the show.
All right, so we're back, and it is now time for the listener letters.
It is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. So I'm looking through the inbox this week, and I think we're going to start with a short one, work-related.
Okay.
This is from Courtney, who says, Hey, Kid Fury and Crystal, I know that both of you are professionals and oftentimes have to work with different or difficult people. How do you remain professional in your work relationships, not take other people's bullshit, but also manage to not come across as being a difficult person to work with? This is something that I struggle with and would like to know what you think or how you two cope. Thanks and love the show, Courtney.
How do you...
I fleshed out that email a little bit, but yeah, that was the gist of it. How do you... So when you're doing one of your millions of things that you do, how do you remain professional in your interactions with others and walk that line of like not taking shit and wanting things to be done to a specific standard or in a certain way, but not trying to be bitchy about it? So when I read this, I thought about that clip of Beyonce. Of course I did. Mm-hmm. But that clip of Beyonce being like, I want it done like this and this and this and da-da-da-da-da, and I'm not a bitch for saying it. Like, I'm the fucking boss, and if I want it done like this, if I'm not going to bed, ain't none of you bitches going to bed. Like, it's done like this. And it's like, people don't expect that from a woman. They kind of expect you to not be so forceful or assertive about it. Yeah, maybe
definitely.
So. But her just being like, I'm the one in charge, so do what I say.
Right. That's kind of the way that I look at the things that I do when it comes to my business and all of the little things that I do. I never tried to belittle anybody or make anybody feel like worthless or bad. But I definitely make sure that when I'm speaking, like my tone, the words that I use, my eye contact, everything is
That's
just
real.
assertive enough so that you realize that I'm dead serious about this and it needs to be done the way that I'm telling you to do it. Because if you're talking about my job getting done, especially being that, you know, my work has my name on it.
Right.
And we've talked about this a million
our
times.
names and faces all over this shit.
When we can do our job 100%, if there's somebody else who's doing something with us, for us, whatever, and they don't do their job 100% and things get fucked up or twisted, it affects me, everybody.
Right.
So I don't really even concern myself with how I am coming across when I'm speaking to people. Like, I genuinely know that I'm not ever even interested in making somebody feel bad or feel beneath me or feel stupid or anything.
Right.
But I'm not going to take any shit and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything or mouse around the point. Not when it comes to work. I'd rather do that on some personal shit. When it comes to getting like the job done, getting the money, getting the, you know, business done, pleasing the people who are listening, blah, 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 all of that stuff. Like, nobody has times for games. And you wouldn't want, if somebody is doing a project for you or working, trying to hold up, they got to hold up their end of stuff for a project that you're working on together or whatever. You want them to take their shit seriously too.
Right.
So I don't even think about that shit, honestly.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like it's probably I know it's more difficult for women because women can be extremely nice or like, you know, tiptoe around.
You just are not allowed to be assertive or like vocally upset with people.
Like people seem to not, especially men, don't like to take orders or work underneath, you know,
right. They don't.
Woman.
Right.
So
there's a lot
different.
of men like that who feel a way about like reporting to a woman or being bossed around by a woman. I think I avoid coming across as difficult by just not being difficult. Like I think you have to first take a good look at yourself and make sure you are not actually making it hard for people to work with you.
1000%.
And some of it is knowing your role, knowing who you are, knowing where your lane is and staying there.
Right.
Meaning if you just got here and you're the rookie on set, then you probably need to spend more time falling back and listening and paying attention to what's going on instead of trying to insert yourself in the mix like you running something.
Right. Or
or like you the top billed bitch on this screen or whatever.
Right.
Like that's because that's not it either, you know? So know who you are, know whether you have the range to be difficult, which I think for women usually just means asserting what you want and not letting anybody try to change your mind about it. Like make sure you have earned the right to do that also at the same time.
Right.
Like, make sure you are enough of that bitch to be able to say or do that.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think it's just mostly being really self-aware. Like if Fury said, I'm not a dick to people. As long as you're doing your job and that allows me to do my job, we're probably not going to have a problem. Because I am super easy to get along with.
I genuinely just be trying to get in, get done,
out
and get
that's
right
it,
back out.
Right.
Like, that's it.
Like we're working together. I can be cool and cordial. I'm probably not going to take your number and text you later and like we'll all be friends. That's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
But we can all get this money together. That's what we're here for. We're all here for not for the check, but we're all getting paid here.
Right.
So let's all make sure we do our jobs so that everybody can get paid and be happy at the same time.
Exactly.
So I think that's really all there is to it. A little bit of self-awareness. Courtney, good luck to you. Hope things work out with you. Now let's see. Who has nigga problems?
Who doesn't?
Me. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow.
You know, I don't have any niggas ruining my life, so I guess I can say me too.
You probably keeping them niggas at a distance from like arm's length. Like, don't come over here with your extraness. No. Are you letting somebody close?
No, not that either.
That's all I meant.
I just be minding my business, getting out and watching TV and working. So
you're not gonna tell me you don't have no rotation.
I think that
I know better.
No, I think that niggas make assumptions about me before they figure it out.
Okay,
I do.
All right. No,
I think
okay.
the niggas just feel like, oh, that kid Fury's got hoes all over the world. And I'm just like, girl, it is me. And Link got boyfriends.
Okay.
I don't.
The
Link
lies.
is out here like, oh, girl, these niggas just won't leave me alone.
Link is the one going out every night. You the one staying at home. Like,
Link is dead.
And when are you
like,
coming home?
Sophia, like, so I got you a blind date.
Oh, for Dorothy.
My Pomeranian homegirl's got a real cute owner, and you need to get a life.
Oh my God, that would be so crazy if Link was going out with other dogs. Like, listen, do y'all know somebody who can come entertain this nigga? He is alone. Come talk to him.
She's very judgmental.
I could just see Link doing you like that.
She's very judgmental.
Texting you like, have my bone charged when I get home.
That's what she wants.
I just will talk to you later.
I got a FaceTime with my mom, and she gets right in front of the camera, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Grandma. I thought it was somebody else." Guess not.
I can't deal with your dog and her attitude.
She's very rude.
Okay, so now to the question. He says, "Hi guys, my name is Sterling. I'm a gay man, and I've been dating this guy for a few weeks. We're both in our early 20s, and we're both in school, living somewhat similar lives. The only problem is I slave and work to keep my head afloat, and I'm not in the position to live my life without financial bounds. However, his family is very rich. He doesn't work. He spends money frivolously, and it is so hard to watch. Sometimes it hurts me to see him buying irrelevant things when in the back of my mind that could have been money to pay my rent or to buy meals that I would actually enjoy, something other than ramen. I never thought it would be this hard or a situation I would have to deal with. I feel like I'm a very attractive man with a great personality, with all the makings of an ideal partner, and he has concurred. My question to you is, how do I date and possibly pursue a relationship with this man without getting jealous or feeling inadequate about his lifestyle? Sincerely, The Struggle." You already said your name was Sterling, but okay.
Sterling Steele.
Steele?
Is that how it is? It's not Sterling Silver.
Oh,
Silver.
I thought you were saying Sterling.
Is it Sterling Silver or Sterling?
It's definitely Sterling Silver, but I thought you were saying Steele like as a command, like Sterling, just steal. And I was like, what?
Maybe that too. I don't.
Sterling Silver, my nigga.
So, sweetheart, it seems like you're either gonna have to get over it. Is such a harsh way to express this.
No, it is, but
you're gonna have to like live with the fact that you have different lifestyles or whatever due to your finances and stuff, and be comfortable with that, or you gonna have to date somebody else.
Right.
Like, it's just,
he probably feels awkward about it also, like seeing that you have no worries, seeing that you have time that is taken up with having to work and financial things that you have to worry about, that most people have to worry about, that he doesn't. So he's probably just as aware of it, but like not willing to not be rich either.
I'm gonna just like, so let's just assume that he's not doing anything that is making you uncomfortable.
No, he's just spending money that you're like,
but he can.
That could be groceries, right?
So if his family is rich, and this is a lifestyle it sounds like that he is just accustomed to, always
been doing all his life
or whatever, he's just living the life he lives and has been living the same way you live in the life that you live and have been living. So it's like I don't think that you should expect for him to do anything differently. Because you don't have the money that he and his family does, the same way that he shouldn't make you feel like, what do you mean you don't want to go to Nobu? Like, it's my favorite restaurant. Like, what do you mean you don't want to get these matching Gucci sandals? Like, fuck are you talking about? You know, you should just be meeting each other halfway. You know?
And it sounds like, I think if he was like being flashy or rude with his money or trying to like flaunt it over you, then you probably would have put that in the email. It sounds like he's just rich and living his rich ass life and just being that way about it. And you're looking at it like, well, that's fucked up that I have to work so hard and I'm still, you know, barely making ends meet. But I think what you have to realize is that this is all kind of, it's not really something your boyfriend is doing that's causing stress. It's your perception of the differences between you, which are real differences.
Hello?
They're so real. And I mean, I don't have this. I would love to have the experience of dating somebody rich. Do not know what that's like.
Call me.
I've never even dated anybody who made more money than me. So I'm just trying to give you. No, I literally have not ever. So I'm just trying to think of like probably what I would tell somebody to do in this situation, as opposed to like drawing from my own personal experience. So it seems like the kind of thing where you just kind of have to acknowledge to yourself, like, okay, it is what it is. He was born into his family. I was born into mine. We're in two different spaces in life. What matters is that we have fun together. We enjoy being together. You know, he makes me happy. The dick is great. You know, these things are what's important. The fact that he has a little bit more money than I do is no reason for me to be jealous or feel inadequate. I'm not less of a person because I make less money than he does. But I think that's your insecurities talking. Right. Your insecurities are like, you don't deserve this rich ass nigga. Look at him. He just go shop at it, just pay for whatever.
Or opposite. Instead of you beating yourself up, you could be beating him up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so you spending all of this money on like some Versace blazes and shit, and nigga, I had to go to Boston Market this week or whatever, like kind of shit. Personally, I've never dated anybody who's made like a bunch of money more than me, but I've definitely had lots of friends growing up in life that got way more money than me. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
But that is never like
everybody around us had more money than we did.
That has never like made me. I've never been like insecure or uncomfortable because, you know, it's like, oh, we're going to eat at some rich ass fucking restaurant, or they got all this designer shit and I don't know, whatever. That just made me want to like get on that level too. Like, it inspired me to like work even harder and like be even more like, I don't know, to just be harder.
Maybe driven.
Yeah, to be more driven at my goals and trying to, you know, achieve all of that shit. So, yeah, I say the same thing that you would. If he's not doing anything to make you feel bad or attacked or less than, then this is something that you've got to like. This
is a mental thing.
Yeah, it's your own level of comfort that you have to figure out, or just go and date somebody else who's eating ramen. But I mean, if this nigga has got, you know, a fresh car and whatever, right? Set some spending limits these holidays. Get you some good dick from a rich nigga, my nigga. Like, I don't hear the problem.
Okay, right. Ride that until it falls off. But you're gonna have to get out of your
literally and figurative.
But you're gonna have to get out your own way mentally, or else y'all are gonna be doomed before you even really get off the ground. So.
Okay, be a little Drea.
Yeah, good luck to you. And I mean, hell, he got that kind of money that y'all go out to dinner and he pay. And you're not getting ramen tonight. You getting good rolls.
Listen, birds don't cry in the trap too long.
Alcohol, all type of shit. You getting mad drinks with your dinner and a dessert.
That's absolutely.
That's the point. If I was dating a rich nigga, please, I'm never paying for nothing. I'm never paying for nothing.
Take you to a restaurant where the waiter offer you coffee after.
Automatically. They just bring it.
They just bring it to the table.
They just bring the little ceramic
with
thing.
Sugars.
Right. Real cream. Real heavy cream. Not that shitty, cheap milk creamer bullshit.
They make all the frosting in the back, or all the whipped cream.
All that shit is by hand. Yeah. They got a magnolia in the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what you deserve.
That's what you should be doing.
Yeah. Okay. I think we
let that rich nigga relieve your burdens.
At the very least, you should be eating good. He might not pay your rent.
Tell him to call me.
Kid Fury said, tell your ex-boyfriend to send an email to Ask3.
I am simply joking. Before you try to come cuss me out, keep him.
Okay, so we have one from a girl whose baby daddy did something stank to her, and then we have one from a girl whose brother-in-law did something stank. So what do you want to do, baby daddy or brother-in-law?
I just feel like there's way more potential for fun in baby daddy.
Okay. So this one is from... I really don't think you want me to say your real name, girl, even though you didn't tell me to give you a fake one.
How about Cotton Eye Joe?
Okay. So this is from Cotton Eye Joe. She said, I'm a 25-year-old woman.
I thought the baby daddy was going to be Cotton Eye Joe. Jolene.
So this is from Jolene. Jolene says, I'm a 25-year-old woman and I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend / fiance / common law husband.
Okay, just pick one.
Right. It's got to be one, sis.
Which one is it?
For 7, almost 8 years. It's been rocky like many relationships, but these last 5 years have been pretty solid. We moved from Chicago to Austin a few years ago and we've been in a really great space, which makes me wonder if I'm overreacting about this situation. His mother, stepfather, and younger sister live in California. This holiday season, he booked an impromptu flight to Cali from December 21st to the 24th. When I say impromptu, I mean that he did not tell me about this trip or include me in the plans. And the kicker is that he's only taking one of our kids. We have two sons. One is 5. The other one is 1. He's taking our 5-year-old with him, and it was like pulling teeth to get him to do that. I come from a background where parents either do for both of the kids or for none at all. I can't afford a ticket because I was in school this past semester and dropped from 40 hours to 30 hours every week at work. I just bought my babies their Christmas gifts, so my funds have been tight, and I would have expected him to cop my ticket too. He says he needs to burn his paid time off, and that is totally understandable, but I am upset because 1, he excluded me and the baby. 2, he doesn't feel bad about it. And 3, I work from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and our son's daycare does not open until 6:30 a.m. So I guess this nigga really expects me to take my baby to the office for an hour and a half and then leave and go drop him off at daycare. Which, that is a very specific parent thing to be annoyed about, but it's real.
No,
so, yeah. Am I wrong for being pissed? I voiced my opinion to him so many times and he really does not see why I'm mad. He even told me I'm being selfish. Please help Jolene. Baby, help me. I'm sorry. Just as soon as you said Jolene, that's where I'm at.
I was thinking of Dolly Parton.
Oh. Okay.
Well, JoJo, I feel like...
So, 8-year relationship and you only 25. That means y'all got together...
Oh, that explains
when you were
bunch.
Like 17, 18 years old.
Oh, gross. No wonder this nigga ain't shit. Well, you know what? This sounds like niggas niggin'. And it's completely missing the whole
point,
which is that if he had it his way, you would be alone with the 2 kids and a job, figuring it out by yourself.
Right.
While he went to California without
for 3 or 4 days
saying anything to you.
Right.
Like, that is just odd. Mm-hmm. So they live together. Yeah.
And, are parenting these 2 kids together.
And so he just decided, I'm going to go to L.A. for how many days?
That's
3
what's
days?
killing me. From the 21st to the 24th. So 3 to 4 days, depending on when he takes off and lands. But it's one thing if you want to go to Cali and see your family for Christmas. That's totally understandable. Well, nigga, that's what everybody does.
We have kids together.
But we share a household and finances and children together. So you can't just up and leave. Like, we are. And even if we didn't live together or have kids, we're in a fucking relationship. How you just gonna go off and go?
Sheree ex-husband?
It's not like we got together 3 months ago and it's just expected that you would go somewhere without me for the holidays. We have a family. What you mean? Okay, fine, you gonna go, but you're not gonna say nothing to me about it, planning the trip? You never said, hey, babe, I kind of want to go home and see my people for Christmas. Really not trying to travel with a toddler or a newborn. So how you feel about holding it down by yourself for a few days? Like, that's the bare fucking minimum of what he should have done.
Couldn't even do that.
Niggas.
Couldn't even do that.
What is wrong with niggas?
Not even like I'm coming to you, letting you know what's going on.
Right.
And then you disagree with me and I tell you,
and we can
I'm
argue about it. Not even that. He just bought the ticket.
Just, I'm finna go. We'll take one of your kids with you.
No,
nah, bruh, I don't see it for that. Like,
woo.
You don't even have kids that are like, you give them like a Capri Sun and put them in front of the cartoon and they do their homework.
I mean, the 5-year-old, you might get lucky, but
5
really might not.
You may get 2 hours off if you got an iPad charged up. But other than that, hell all day.
And they're not going to sit still. That's the thing. They might not cry or scream or act an ass, but they're not going to sit still, period. They're going to get up and move around and touch you and all. I understand him not wanting to take them kids, girl. I'm sorry. I understand that.
Oh, anybody. I mean,
fully understand not wanting to travel with children.
You have them. They're yours.
Right.
Like, responsibilities they don't work that way.
My issue here is that he booked the trip without saying shit to you about it. That's really it. Like, that's where I feel like he got everything so wrong. And so from there, it don't matter who's right or who's wrong about the individual issues because he should have never did the one big thing in the first place.
So here's like my issue, right? I don't really know how to help Jolene because I feel like, this isn't necessarily like a break up with him letter to me. I mean, if it's 8 years and he did this dumb, selfish thing and then have the nerve to call you selfish, like, I would, I don't know. 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 want for him to understand how inconsiderate what he did was,
right,
and to respect that and to learn from it so that moving forward you don't have this issue again. But it sounds to me, just from what you've described, that what would happen, regardless of how calmly you might be when you explain this to him, is that he is going to say something that is so far from the point and so irrelevant and so damn stupid that you will be fully enraged and want to claw out his eyes.
That's what it sounds like.
So it's like it's hard with niggas, because when you have niggas,
so hard.
Sometimes it's almost impossible to get down to like a simple understanding, because they give you like hurdles and chutes and ladders, bitch, to go through before you can just, you know what I mean? And it's like, do I want to just like get a stress ball or a fidget spinner or something that could calm me the fuck down and just sit by myself, meditate, maybe have a cold glass of duck or whatever? Like,
oh, wait, look at you.
Or something to just relieve my stress? Or do I want to try and talk it out with this nigga and, you know, risk the chance of murdering him when he frustrates me with his sheer stupidity and lack of connection to the facts?
Right.
Because you just never know. Like, sometimes I genuinely would rather, and then they'll get upset with you because, like, oh, well, you don't want to say what the problem is, or you don't want to talk, or you just being passive aggressive. I am trying not to kill you. Like, that is it. Because I know that you have the capacity of saying some dumb shit to me that's going to have me burn this whole block down.
Because you probably just said something dumb to me, and that's why I'm holding on by a thread right fucking now.
I'm doing what's best for both of us, and that is shutting the fuck up. You do the same.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Would you be upset that he did not offer to buy your ticket to California? What if it was a thing where he came to you and was like, yeah, I want to go to Cali for a few days and see my family, but I just want to go alone, not trying to take you or the kids?
To be honest with you, if my family don't live in California, I'm probably not hard-pressed to go and visit their ass with your motherfucking ass anyway. So I'm not like dying to go on this trip with you. With me, I would be less upset about you not getting a ticket for me to go and more upset about you not saying that you're going and then thinking you about to just leave me here without a word with your two kids to figure it the fuck out. And you know what time I work and you know what time to go to school and all that other shit. And I'm just supposed to hold it down because I'm the black woman or whatever and not complain and not be upset. And even being upset at you being inconsiderate and selfish makes me somehow selfish.
Right. So you're going to turn that on me. Like, me pointing it out makes you say, oh, well, you being selfish.
How do you not realize that all of these things lead to me wanting to punch you in your mouth?
I have a feeling that Jolene wouldn't be mad at all if he was like, hey, babe, surprise, me and the kids are going to California for 4 days.
Who wouldn't?
And you can have the house by yourself.
Mike, would you like me to purchase a mileage booster for you? Let's see if we can upgrade you to a comfort seat.
Let me make sure.
Extra leg room.
Now, you know you could check the car seat and the stroller for free. Don't let them tell you different.
When you zoning? What zone you in? What time you board? Let's get you some pre-boarding. Sky priority for that ass bitch.
Oh, no, you traveling with 2 kids that small, you're going to pre-board. Because you got a family.
That's right.
So you get to get on that bitch
A 1-year-old and a 5-year-old?
No, you're getting a whole row.
Now we would like to offer anyone who needs extra time
Anybody who needs
boarding.
Extra time, and then here come the crew with their strollers and shit. Like, that's us. No,
You're
it's us.
First up.
Yes, you are. So,
here's a little extra pocket money for some snacks at Hudson News. Like, whatever.
And I bet his parents and sister would love to see these kids. They probably don't ever get the chance to see these kids.
That's another thing. Why? Like,
his mama's gonna be like, you came to California and didn't bring both of my grandbabies? The fuck is wrong with you?
I don't even understand what his thinking was in just buying this ticket and being like, so I'm going.
Right. Yeah, it seems a little,
That's weird.
It seems a lot like this nigga got you fucked up, girl. It really do. And yeah, not inviting me is one thing, but not taking your children with them and giving me a break. Dude, that's what you should have done. He should have just been like, me and the boys are going to Cali, and you turn your alarm clock off, or, you know, just come home and nobody's hollering for you. Nobody is throwing Cheez-Its and Cheetos at you. You don't have to clean up after nobody but your damn self.
But that would be
too much like right. It would be considerate.
And it would also
be taking your partner's feelings and what she has to deal with into account.
On top of that, inconveniencing yourself.
Yes.
Because then you have to travel
taking on
with
extra
two
burden,
children.
which is trash.
You know, like, niggas are never, their thought is never, let me do something for you that is going to inconvenience me.
Right. They never are like, let me take on extra work in order to make things easier for you. That's not.
Let me raise a kid.
So I'm looking from. I'm assuming you're people in LA. They probably aren't, but from Austin, Texas to LA is about 3 hours and 30 minutes on a plane, which means you're going to be fresh out of fucking luck dealing with kids that small for that long on a plane.
It's a much shorter amount of time than you raising them.
But that's what you need to do if you think you just go up and go to California and not talk to me about it first. Because that's trash, right?
For much longer than 3 hours.
So, yeah, girl, you're absolutely not being selfish for asking your man to, take you and your kids into consideration. Because that's the bare fucking minimum of what he should be doing as a partner and a father.
Or at least being like, hey, babe, so planning on going on a trip. Right. Here's when. Does that work?
What makes you think that you can just go somewhere without telling me when we have a household together?
I'm confused.
Niggas are crazy, girl.
What are you talking about?
Well, so yeah, you're not wrong. You have every right to be upset. Let him know we said so. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com and we will be right back.
Hey guys, remember that today's episode is coming with support from Tracker. If you're leaving the house and you're going to do, the proper thing, which is to check for the keys, wallet, and phone, you know that struggle and that anxiety gets real when you reach for one and it may not be there.
So real.
Relieve your burdens and your headache by getting with Tracker. 8 years ago, Tracker changed everything when they released their first tracking device, and now they've done it again with the new Tracker Pixel. Tracker Pixel is the lightest Bluetooth tracking device on the market. You can place it on whatever you tend to lose. It's small enough to fit just about anywhere. And when you misplace an item that had a Tracker Pixel attached, go to the Tracker app on your smartphone, press a button, and the Pixel will make a 90 decibel alert that will help you find it in seconds. It even has a powerful LED light that shines so you can find anything, even in the dark. You can even locate your item if it's miles away, because every Tracker user is part of the largest crowd locate network in the world. It's like Waze, but just for finding your things. And Tracker's 30-day money-back guarantee means you truly have nothing to lose. So go to Tracker. That's thetracker.com/theread. I'm sorry. Right now to get 20% off any order. That's thetrackr.com/theread for 20% off any order. Get it if you lose everything but your neck. And let's move on.
Hey guys, this week's episode is also brought to you by our good friends over at Spotify. Whether you're into podcasts about crimes or hip hop rhymes, there's always something new to discover on Spotify. I know a lot of my favorite shows are on that app now. And with a mix of originals and many of the world's most popular shows, listening to podcasts on Spotify is so easy. And of course, you can listen to The Read on Spotify now. Just open the app, tap browse, and dive into their growing library. You can subscribe to your favorites, including our whole archive, so you can go back and listen to all of the very embarrassing things that we said in 2014 that we don't mean anymore, and never miss a show. You can also download podcasts for those moments when you're up in the air or going underground. Podcasts on Spotify are streaming right now. It is still so crazy to me to see ads with my face on them in the subway station. It's just really surreal. So check out The Read on Spotify and all their other shows. Let them know we sent you over there.
All right, so we are back, and it is now time for The Read.
It is. I just have a couple of quick things this week about white people, as usual. So there is a man in Minneapolis who is looking at getting a new trial because 2 jurors came forward and admitted that racism was the reason why they chose to convict him. They literally said this out loud.
Wait,
so
what?
His name is Michael Smith. He's been in jail for the past 5 years for illegally possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. So the police, I'm looking through the story now, and the police never had any real evidence linking him to the firearm. The trial really came down to who the jury believed. And while they were in the back deliberating, apparently one of the jurors was like, he must be guilty. He's a black guy with a criminal record living in North Minneapolis. He's just a hood gangbanger and no good. So he's guilty. And the rest of the white people were like, sure, sounds legit. And so they literally convicted that man off the strength of a racist suggestion. And he has been in prison this entire time. And finally, these 2 jurors, I guess, felt bad enough about it to come forward and be like, yeah, so there was never any reason to think that he'd done it. There wasn't any evidence or anything. We just were like, the black guy's probably lying, right? And so now a black man has been in prison for years. And that's just the way our justice system works.
I mean,
if you are black, you really have to pray, cross your fingers, that the white people in that jury box are not going to go in the back and be like, what are all the worst things I've ever thought about niggas? And just really ruminate and stew over them. And speaking of the worst things about white people, remember the little bitch Brianna Brochu that we talked about?
Thank you for doing it.
The University of Hartford bitch. Mm-hmm. Who, if you don't remember, did all those nasty things to her black roommate, spit in her coconut oil and put food or some kind of gross shit in it, dirty tampons in her bag and shit like that. At first, we hashtag the blacks were very excited, not because this happened, but because the white girl was arrested and kicked out of school. And we were told she would be charged with a hate crime. But at this point, I believe that the prosecutors have decided not to do this. Mm-hmm. Her lawyer said that when it's all said and done, what you see is that this isn't racism at all. These are just two students who were placed together and didn't like each other. And so it shouldn't be, it's not a hate crime. It's just two kids who don't like each other. But the thing about that is that your little bitch ass client, the whole thing was that she was doing this because she was jealous of Jamaican Barbie, which is what she called that girl. She was jealous of that gorgeous black girl. Right. Those were her words. And the only reason she was doing nasty things like putting clam dip in her skincare products, that's what it was. Moldy clam dick.
Because those clam dicks.
Okay, you know I did not mean that. But this girl ended up going to the hospital and was sick and had all this throat pain and everything. And you mean to tell me that the white child literally only did it because the girl was black, but now prosecutors are like, that's not really enough to charge her with a hate crime. Well, then what the fuck is?
How can you not beat her ass over this and still
She did it because she was bright. See, so now that means that Brianna's roommate, the black girl, Jazzy deserves to be able to punch that bitch in the face
at the very least.
At least 6 times.
I didn't whip her ass. I did what I was supposed to do.
Y'all said let the law handle it, right?
And they didn't
But here y'all go bullshitting. Because if she's not getting a hate crime, it's certainly not going to be a felony or anything like that. It's probably going to be I don't know, some ridiculous misdemeanor, reckless use of property or some bullshit, and she'll get $100 fine and a slap on the wrist. It's going to end up being nothing. Because they've decided to take away the hate crime part of it. But if the entire motivation behind the attack was race, then how can you in good conscience say that it's not a hate crime? How can you not? But, white people refusing to take responsibility for what they're doing. Example number 3,782. So fuck Brianna Brochu once again. Fuck the criminal justice system that leaves black people to basically, in both of these stories, it's like a black man's life hung in the balance and white people were like, sure he did it. Sure he did. Who cares if a nigga goes to prison? And then on the other side of it, a black girl has been wronged and the justice system should be doing something to make that right. You had the chance to do something to make it right. And you said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and protect the white girl anyway. Garbage, trash, fuck everything. The Republican Party and this tax bill scam has got me stressed out and angry and upset. So everything is trash this week. Just wanted to highlight 2 things that were particularly awful. I'm done.
All right. Well, for me, it should be short. I just want to say to white people, I understand that you've got your president and he's doing things for y'all and y'all only. And I understand that,
most of them white folks gonna be ass out of luck also.
I don't know that.
They don't know that.
I mean, a lot of them.
No, a lot.
Very large portion of them.
Overwhelming majority.
Don't realize
they're gonna be so fucked.
It's fun seeing some of them, that light
slowly
snap.
realize it. Yeah, they're like, wait a minute.
Wait.
A white man lied to me?
I'm just looking at this information and it wasn't.
So I'm going to get an extra $20 a month back in taxes, and this corporation is going to get
I'm doing just a little bit of the math.
It seems it's kind of not adding up.
I don't think this is right.
Oh God, don't get me started.
For the rest of you, I just want to say, for me as an individual, I would like it for you to stop trying me. I have been doing the best that I can to just go out in these streets, get what I got to get done, and get right back to my humble fucking abode. Many of you are trying my patience, my literal patience, because that is just about all that I have with y'all, and it should be more than enough. When we were in Detroit, we had just come back from doing the show, and we were going to go have dinner in the restaurant downstairs. I was going up to my room to go and put my things down.
Oh, no.
There were
no.
1, 2, 3, 4 Caucasians in the elevator with us. You got off on your floor, and as soon as, there's something I think that white women, maybe not all of them, but white women maybe feel the "don't try me" steaming off of you. Because it's like, you were in there, and they held it together.
Catherine Jane really kept her shit together. I mean, she was drunk as shit.
I mean, they were obviously drunk when we got
stumbling into the elevator.
But just like...
she kept it cute.
Existing.
Yes.
That was fine. The moment that you got off of the elevator...
This is so crazy.
And the doors closed, there is one white woman who is decked out in, I think, Lions gear.
Oh, yeah, because there was a Lions game that day.
So she's in all of those colors. And then there was one white man with her, 2 other white women. The one woman in the Lions gear is blasted. Like, just... garbage right now. And so when you got off the elevator and the doors close again, she's in the corner of the elevator, like opposite corner of me. I'm standing over by where all the buttons and shit are, and she's in the back. So she presses her body weight up against the corner and lifts both of her legs up and spreads them spread eagle style and rests her right leg on the shoulder of the man that is standing next to her, and then proceeds to direct her left leg over into my direction. So I looked at this white woman's white foot and I said,
Lord.
Okay.
What is happening to me, Jesus?
And so I just looked at her in her face. I didn't say a word because I just felt like this is going to be something that leads to the news. I don't even know what the local channel here is or whatever, but I'm going to be on it. I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to look at this woman like the nut job that she is.
Right.
And hopefully that is enough for her to cool her fucking jets. So she doesn't touch me with her leg when I look at her. She just kind of like moves it across me and just makes sure that it doesn't. So now she's got her whole entire puss to the wind with her legs spread out.
I felt out when you told me about this.
And so then one of her homegirls is like the one who, she must have been like the designated driver because she seemed like maybe she was like the only sober one or the least drunk. And so she looks just embarrassed, like just blackened. And so I'm looking at this bitch like she's crazy. And so the guy like slaps her leg down, like bitch, snap out of it. Your pussy's out in the open. The most. And I'm still staring at her. Have not moved. Frigid. Just looking at this bitch, waiting for the moment where it becomes too much, and then I have to go to jail.
Yeah.
So when he smacks her leg down, then she goes, everybody, watch out, I've got this. And she just like starts doing fucking karate.
That's the best part.
At the door in front of everybody. So she's doing like high kicks and like, wah, like the whole thing, just wah, ha, wah, like all of this. Like full out in this tiny elevator at the fucking Westin or wherever it was that we were staying. And I am just like, and then on top of that, I'm staying on like the 22nd floor or something, which is like the floor right underneath the top. So I have to go all the way up with them. Like, it felt like I was on that elevator for a fucking year. Eventually, when she starts doing her Karate Kid shit, the man grabs her and pushes her into the corner and then stands in front of her and presses his whole body against her so that she may not move. She's like giving The Exorcist, like, what's going, just, hey! Like just losing it, this drunk mongoose of a woman.
NFL games. NFL games.
Finally we get to my floor or whatever, and I just got off. Like, I didn't even say anything. I just knew that I was not touched. I was not spoken to directly, and I got to leave. That was too much. Then Sunday comes around. I go to the theater. I actually went to the iPic to go and see the new Star Wars. Not the one that we went to in... Oh, no, you didn't come with us to Jersey when we went to go see it.
Oh, what? No. Jersey to see it? No.
Well, that iPic is just closer to...
well, what's the iPic?
iPic is like this fancy theater where they like serve liquor and food while you're eating, and they've got like these reclining seats. It's really nice. And it's like...
When the seats go back too far, I have a tendency to fall asleep. I just get comfortable and be like, well, let me just doze off.
The liquor is super strong and the food is actually decent. It's like a really...
It sounds like a fun...
It's a fun theater.
It sounds like a great date theater.
It is really, really great for dates. It's great for like going with your friends, and also for going... I've learned to go to theaters without having to worry about kids being there, because the tickets are more expensive than going to a traditional theater, obviously.
Yeah. So you're not
most
going to
people
take
ain't
your
about
kids.
to go and take their kids into the fucking iPic.
That's nice.
Especially because they have liquor there. Like, they've got a bar damn near on every floor. You can order drinks directly to your seat in the theater.
Why is this not in Manhattan?
I wanted to get wasted. Well, yeah, there's one like not far from here, actually.
Oh, okay.
So that's the one I went to. Because when we went to go see it in Jersey, we had a whole other thing that I had to get on IG Live and complain about. So
okay.
I went to the one downtown. So I'm standing outside and I'm waiting for my friend to show up. And I'll get to that in a second. Just know that I'm standing outside. I'm on my phone. I'm listening like to some music or whatever. And so this white man approaches me. And he says something to me, and I'm already annoyed because I have headphones on. So why are you talking to me? We don't know each other. So I take my headphone off, and he goes, yo, do you got any, like, weed?
My nigga, are you the feds? Who does that?
I was like, no.
Why would I have weed?
I really don't.
Why would I have weed?
So did you think that... So I'm standing there, jeans. I had on, like, my bright red, that Hotline Bling Montclair jacket I got.
Okay, yes.
So I'm like, I guess maybe you thought that because of this big, like, shiny bubble jacket that I was a dope dealer or something like that, my nigga. But
wow.
I'm simply here standing outside of this theater to go to the movies just like you are. Like, did you assume that just because I'm a nigga standing outside of this white man's establishment
with a big shiny coat,
with a big shiny coat on, that I must have somehow been a drug dealer? And the thing is, I did have weed.
Of course you did.
But it was my weed.
Right.
I do not have any weed for you,
That's
random
your
Caucasian
weed
creature.
For your packs.
Get the fuck away from me. What the fuck is you talking about? Like, I would have never had no weed to give to you. And I want to think that you're not dumb enough to assume that if I did have weed, that I was just going to give you some.
Who would do that?
So you must have thought that I was a drug dealer.
Right.
Why? Because I'm a black man standing outside of a movie theater? Like, I couldn't have just been waiting on somebody too?
Right.
So you didn't get busting your motherfucking face. The Lions fans didn't get their whole ass dragged outside of the elevator. I've been working.
Yeah,
I have been patient. I did not cuss that man out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell him all of the square feet of my ass that he could have chewed on that fucking evening. When you came for me,
Lord.
you all assaulted me. You were harassing me. And I didn't do nothing but stand in my blackness, minding my own fucking business. But if I would have snapped off on your ignorant white asses, it would have been me in the fucking chokey having to deal with an unfair trial like the rest of our niggas. Like, I'm tired. If you see me, hear about me, I work very hard on, establishing facial expressions that make it clear that I don't want to be approached or spoken to. Take the message. That's all. Don't come up to me doing or saying any dumb shit in your drunkenness or your highness or whatever the fuck else. Keep your white to yourself. I'm just trying to live, and y'all are making that hard enough. I don't have no weed for you. I don't have a shoulder for you to rest your thighs on, bitch. Get away from me. If anybody's resting their thighs on shoulders, it's me.
That's right.
Back up.
That white man, he clearly didn't know nothing about black people, because even if I was, let's just say I was a drug dealer.
Just say.
In Lower Manhattan outside the movie theaters.
Tell them.
Sir, Mr. Tad McCracker, you absolutely cannot go up to random drug dealers and say, excuse me, sir, do you have any weeds? And expect me to be like, oh, well, would you like an eighth? A half an ounce? An ounce? I got blue diesel.
Of course. Would you like an indica? A sativa?
I got some blends. I got some edibles.
Got some hybrids.
Bitch got some oils.
Wax.
Nigga, even if we do have drugs, you can't just walk up to us and ask for drugs. Nigga, you sound like the feds. Who is going to pull out weed and do a transaction with you right here on the fucking sidewalk?
Dizzy bitch.
Stupid bitch. That's what makes me think he was trying to just be racist and didn't really want no weed. Because I feel like white people smoke weed know better than that. They have to. They have to.
White people especially on this island, white people will walk all up and down Manhattan smoking weed, asking for weed, doing whatever, with no, fear of any form of consequences because they don't have to suffer any consequences for that kind of thing. So I understand him being comfortable enough to just walk up to somebody and ask them for some weed. But my thing is, you just assumed that I had weed for sale because I'm a black man in whatever clothes, just standing out here. In front of the theater on my phone, I couldn't have been waiting to go into the fucking theater.
Star Wars, which I guess everybody saw.
Now, if I would have told that bitch all about himself, then he would have bucked up on me and told me all about how it's not racist.
He voted
and
for
all
Obama.
This shit and whatever the fuck else. And then I'm going to get frustrated, like I said earlier in the show. Your mouth is making me even more frustrated than I was before, and now I have to hit you.
And he would have deserved it for walking up to a total fucking stranger talking about, do you have any weed? Bitch, I should slap you. For assuming I'm a drug dealer, and then for assuming I'm such a terrible drug dealer that I would sell to you a random on the sidewalk.
A random on the sidewalk.
A random white man. You didn't even send your black friend.
In fucking Fulton Market or whatever that little white ass shit is over there with the fancy chocolate shops.
White people are just waiting to arrest you.
Waiting. If I would have simply nodded my head, I would have seen red and blue lights.
Yeah, right.
I'm not dumb, bitch.
Right.
Back the fuck up. And even if you are that dumb to come up to me and ask me for some shit like that, bitch, the answer is no. I would have never, if I was an actual drug dealer, had somebody who just so freely, not even a whisper, just came right up, weed perhaps? What? You could
white man.
And the true kicker is you could have just got on a train or gotten a little Uber or whatever, gone uptown, and niggas would have walked right past you offering. You wouldn't even have had to say nothing. But you too afraid to go to black neighborhoods because you're afraid of black people unless you're in your neighborhood and you see them, then you can get high.
Right.
Fuck off. How about that?
He thought you were safe because you journeyed all the way down to Whitesville.
Right.
So he was like...
Clearly a Negro couldn't be down here for any...
Must be a drug dealer to afford movie tickets all the way
to
down
this
here.
Place.
Right.
Oh,
It's a $25 movie.
They've got drink minimums and niggers don't come here. You're
not spending $100 on the movies. Bitch, yes I am.
I should have chopped you in the middle of your throat.
If I want a bunch of margaritas while I watch Luke Skywalker and them niggas, then that's what I'm going to have. And how dare you assume that I can't come down here unless I'm selling fucking drugs?
And his little white girl kept walking. She walked
he probably
right
said,
through
I'm
them double doors.
I'm going to ask that guy, and she was like, please don't.
Right.
Please, this is so
When
racist.
I tell you that she punched, I'm standing right by those little double doors, those automatic doors.
Kaylee said, not me.
And she was like, no. Because let me tell you, I'm not fighting for you. That must have been a first date, bitch, because she was like, no, I don't got no loyalty to you, my nigga.
I'm not going to take that risk.
I'm going here to watch Coco.
She was like, you're not going to embarrass me in front of this black man.
She kept it.
I really do have black friends,
moving.
and I know this is offensive. I'm going to post about this on Facebook, and my friends are going to be like, wow.
Please, just don't do it.
Can't believe that guy didn't hit you in the face. What a dick.
White men feel like they could just do whatever.
Anything, because they can.
Did I ever tell you when I was in LA? I was in LA for 305 Live, and I happened to be out on a balcony in our Airbnb. It was 3 floors up. And I heard arguing. And I look over the balcony, and I don't know what happened in the cars. I think this white boy who was driving an expensive white sports car. I think maybe he went to cut off this Latino dude. And they get to arguing. They stop, they get to arguing.
Oh, no.
And at one point, the white boy gets out of his car.
What?
Approaches the other guy's car and spits on his truck. When I tell you that Latino brother got up out of that truck and
so
laid
fast. I know
his
he
ass
did.
out, my phone was in the apartment charging. I was so mad I didn't get to fucking tape it. I went on Twitter and I was like, nigga, I just saw a Latino dude beat the shit out of a deserving white boy. He beat the white boy's ass.
I need to keep y'all spit to yourselves.
And then the white boy going, help! He's got him in a headlock at some point and is screaming bloody murder. Help! Somebody help me! And there was one guy who pulled over. he like slowed down and stopped. Like he might have also been Latino, and he was like, "Y'all stop fighting, and the guy was like, "Help him, get him off of me!" And the guy looked at him like kind of twice. You ever seen that 50 Cent gif, I think, from Entourage, where he like
laughs and
drives off? Like, he kind of did that without the laugh. Like, he was just kind of like, nah. And he kept it moving. And the dude, like...
if my man is fighting you, it's for a reason. It's for a reason.
I watched the whole thing happen up until, like, somebody eventually pulled over, separated them from fighting.
I love that you stayed up there and watched the whole thing. You wasn't about to go down and stop nothing.
It ended up, like, he calls the cops. The guy waits for the cops to show up. And I guess they got, like... testimony, whatever you call it, from both of them.
A statement?
Statements. Testimonies in the court.
Stories. You spend too much time on Instagram.
Whatever.
Everything is not a story.
I said testimony, but I think that's only in the courtroom. Whatever. They spoke to them both, and the Latino dude got arrested.
Of course he did.
And they put homeboy in his car. And he got to go home.
Of course he did. That's how it works in real life. That's why we can't ever just fight the fuck out of y'all, even when you deserve it, because we will still go to jail and you will still go home. But you didn't need help when you was spitting on my car, bitch, so don't holler for it.
You got in your fucking vehicle and spit on my car.
Latino dude should have beat his ass and then drove off real fast. He shouldn't have never stayed long enough for the police to show up.
There and everything. Oh, well, the guy took a picture of his car.
Oh, well.
He took a picture of the license, like, when he got out of the car or whatever and shit like that. But he stayed there, and I could tell, like, after they put the cuffs on him and everything, the white boy got in his car and he drove off or whatever after the police reports or whatever. And I could tell, just still looking at them being nosy, that the cops were like sympathetic or empathetic or whatever with the guy. Like, they didn't want to arrest him or whatever, but...
They're probably like, I would have did it too, but the law is the law.
Unfortunately, I gotta do what the fuck I gotta do.
Yeah, unfortunately, you cannot put your hands on people, but it seemed like you should not be able to spit on people's things either.
I just feel like that also should be against the rules.
Like that's assault on my property. What is that called legally? I don't know. I don't know. But what if your nasty, acidic, gross spit like burns through the custom paint on my car or something like that?
I don't know.
It's just nasty and gross and rude and disrespectful. If you spit at me or on my things, I should be allowed to hit you.
I just feel like that's
be fair
in the law.
But it is
all of the laws.
That's too bad.
It's just too much like right. But anyway, I say that all to say again, white people, back the fuck up. For me, it's only so much that all of us can take.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And we try very hard to follow the rules, although they're already set up for us to fail. We try to just go about our very existences, taking what the fuck you'll give us, and trying our best to just live and have equal motherfucking rights. And you want to come up and harass the fuck and antagonize the fuck out of us, and we can't even beat your ass.
Just
leave us alone. Start with me and work your way out.
And then get to everybody else.
I'm tired.
It's so real. It's so real. All right. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Don't forget, today's episode is brought to you by Sonos. The new Sonos One is blending great sound with Amazon Alexa for hands-free control of your music and more. For a limited time, Sonos is offering our listeners 10% off one order of $2,500 or less for any product on Sonos.com. Just use promo code READ10. That's READ10 at Sonos.com to receive this offer. Don't forget to check us out at This Is The Read and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at This Is The Read. Also, last week we did not mean to freak you guys out with the whole anniversary show announcement. I'm like, in hindsight, I think we fucked with people because the title was signing off, which people I guess thought was like, we're signing off of the
I was
airwaves.
making fun of Drea.
Right.
Not signing her son's paperwork.
But niggas didn't catch that.
Did it? But it's funny because I didn't know that our Instagram said big announcement tomorrow.
Oh, that's Alex's fault.
So, right. So that, and then I just felt like there was a big announcement.
And people saw
the title is what ruins everything. And then you got up to leave because you had to blow your nose.
Right.
So people were like, oh, God, she couldn't handle it.
I'm like, no, I could not handle it. I really did have to go blow my nose. But it wasn't, sorry, you guys, we didn't mean to fuck with your emotions like that.
So sorry. I'd be so high.
But thank you very much because the Apollo show sold out so fucking fast.
Yeah.
That is crazy. It sold out immediately. Right. So thank you guys for all the support. We will see you in February at the Apollo. Still just is so crazy to say out loud. So any other news this week?
I think that is just about it. Happy holidays to you and
everybody,
your loved ones, and hope you make the most of it.
We'll be doing the best of 2017 episode next week, so nothing new, just a recap of everything. So make sure you tweet us or go to our Facebook page and let us know what your favorite moments and episodes were. Please include the episodes so that we know.
Yes.
Right. So that we can have an idea of how to go back and find it. But yeah, also.
And on the Reads Instagram page as well. You don't have to.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to go to whatever my last picture was and type your comments. It is so weird that people do that. But I've decided that, my Instagram, it's not even really mine
it's just a bulletin board.
It's just right. It's just whatever y'all want to post on.
Whatever you want.
Also, go check out The Rundown with Robin Thede. It is the podcast for her show, The Rundown, which is so fun. I did an episode.
Oh,
isn't that cute? That is cute. So I went by her office and we talked about how her show is good, even though it's on BET. And how, she basically says, this is what I want to do and y'all need to make it happen. And it's working. She's constantly on all these top 10 best late night, top 10 best new shows lists and all that. So go check out The Rundown with Robin Thede. I basically gave her number and was like, you have to be my friend now. So we're friends now.
Good.
And that's it. Anything else? What's our acronym this week?
Our acronym this week will be,
to round out 2017, the shit show that it was,
KYWTY. Yes.
Is the first word kill?
No.
Okay, good.
I'll give you the first word.
Okay.
It's keep.
Keep your white.
Oh my God.
Keep your white.
It's right.
Tyranny.
Jesus.
To yourself. Oh, there's no extra T. Keep your white trash.
Oh my God.
Keep your white tricks. Yeah. Keep your. It's not white, is it? Okay, you didn't have to fall out. Is the W for white?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep
your white to yourself.
Oh, you're white to yourself.
If that's not grammatical, that's just grammatically trash. So I get it.
I'm really trying to figure out what the T stands for.
Just keep all of your white on your own person.
And take that message into 2018.
Don't white me and beyond.
All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you next year.